Welcome back to Rogue
You
Warrior.
never live till you've crossed North Korea on the lid of a goddamn train.
45
Fucking wind is
minutes.
so cold, it'd freeze the
How
balls
bad
off
could
a
it be?
fucking
It'll be
polar
terrible. It'll be
bear. I
freaking
hit the border with
terrible.
Russia, and it doesn't look like the end of the line.
Wow.
Are the Soviets
Even
taking
Jova can
possession of
keep
the
his
missile?
positivity mask on.
Hell, I can't. Wait, mask? Huh.
Fine, let me rephrase that. Even Jova can keep his positive face on for this one.
Yeah. Basically, still find the missile. Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, we're still on the train,
wait,
but we need.
Sorry. It's Rogue Warrior. Stop and fucking find the fucking goddamn missile.
Guys,
No,
he
no,
swears.
we're-
Aren't you entranced by it?
We're still on the train. We need to find where it goes.
So this
Before you
entire
load it
game
up.
is essentially just for one mission when you get down to it.
Yeah, that's why it's also
Yay.
this short.
They were really expecting this to be a series of games.
But where are we?
Wow, that voice acting was terrible.
Hmm.
Okay, Dwibs.
Yeah.
Here's what we do. If we squint really hard and do a lot of masculine, we can kind of pretend we're playing GoldenEye on the N64. Kind of.
I'd
It's
rather.
fine.
We'll die of blood toxicity 5
It's
minutes
fine.
later.
It's fine when you mention that, but that's for later.
Honestly, I'd rather even play the one on the Wii.
Sure. That's the thing, guys. The graphics in this game are so bad that I think they're closer to the N64 game.
Mind you,
I
this is supposed
still think we're better than the ones in Terminator Salvation at the very least.
That's
Well,
not really
like,
saying much.
that's-
Steve.
yeah,
they
that-
both came out the same year.
You're comparing this to a
Back to the
game made by
US,
Grand
fucking
Studios. That's like the bottom of the barrel.
Well, like if we're just assuming that this game is terrible, then we'll compare it to another
I mean,
terrible
seriously,
game.
these P.F.D.s have to be the dumbest enemies of the game.
Durr.
You're running right behind them
Get
so
dead,
fucking
fuckbag.
loudly, and yet they didn't turn around.
Well, to be fair, this is not a stealth game, is it?
Yes, it is
Partially.
a stealth game.
The problem is that, like we've said, you can just simply run towards the enemies and, be killing them. In order to compensate these, if you're locked in combat, the enemy is programmed for shooting you at blank range as soon as you get close to it. Basically, almost insta-killing you, even in easy mode.
There's also
So-
something.
Oh.
Sorry. There's also something. The way he's holding that gun, it really looks like the Walther PPK model on the N64 game. So it's weird. It really reminds me of it. That's why I'm saying, like, maybe if I squint really hard, I can pretend that I'm watching GoldenEye.
Hey Tio, hey
Also,
Tio.
for
Oh my
all
god.
weapon enthusiasts, I have no idea what weapons that you collect, the names that you had, like AK-74, are actual weapons or not, so sorry. Yes, Jonah?
Hey Tio, a game where they try to compensate with having terrible stealth by having enemies that will one-hit kill you if you get spotted. You know what other terrible game this reminds me of? Oh my god, you shoved that knife in that guy's butt.
Yeah, no, actually, it wasn't even the blood, wasn't the balls. Like, I know it was
Oh my
some.
god.
Dear lord, like, I get that you have to kill the guy, but you don't have to kill him in such a painful way. Now, that's just mean.
Yeah.
At least kill.
That's the commie menace, Pedro.
Anyway, Tio, the game this reminds me of is Order 1886.
This game's main
I
character.
guess, although you don't have, annoying partners telling you, oh no, they're about to kill us.
So that guy was just standing there waiting for you to slit his throat, I see.
Well, it was covering, remember traditional cover shooter rules.
Yeah,
It's,
I'm sorry, that still doesn't make any sense. Speaking of which,
we go.
hello.
President Reagan.
Well, maybe that guy will live.
No, we're on a breach, Jova, so...
It's over the water, though. He may live.
Tio, this isn't X-Fed. There aren't bridge curses that exist in this game.
Well, we're about to bring one, Leaves, because we play some C4 on, the pillars.
That's one thing, by the way. Like, considering the MCU has a history of doing stuff like, Michael Giacchino brought back the iconic '60s Spider-Man theme for the MCU Spidey movies.
Yeah.
I'm hoping maybe when eventually Kevin finally reboots the X-Men, maybe they can incorporate the classic '90s X-Men theme in some way.
That
That'd
would be
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Happy 4th of July, motherfuckers.
Off you go too. Okay, Dreams, to be fair, there was water this time. Maybe this one will live.
Well, yeah, there was
I
water the
guess.
other time underneath that area.
Unfortunately, yeah, I guess we were spotted or something because we.
It's okay,
There we
bridge,
go.
bro.
Tail, you blew up Big Bridge. How the hell are we supposed to stop Solid the Snake now?
I don't know.
Wow, that looks terrible. And I don't mean that in the good way.
Why does Metal Gear Solid 2, a PS2 game, look better
Oh
than
my
this?
god, that guy killed himself.
Well, no, that's a scripted event, Jova, basically. Sometimes where the environment, is, blowing up and everything, you get some scripted event like a generic Mook exploding through a door, to symbolize that door now is open.
Ah, yes, look at that, guys. The fire is on the ceiling.
Not just that, that fire is completely defying the laws of physics.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
The game's breaking, I'm afraid.
Actually, that's
Abandoned game, the game is exploding.
actually
Abandoned game.
in some cases of arson, that's how fire behaves on traveling through the ceiling.
Yeah, but Tio, look at how the fire is shaped, though. It's
Yeah,
only
it's
partially.
fully rendered, but it's not like it's that far out in terms of physics.
That's exactly my problem, though. It's the rendering.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It makes it look like, see the way it's rendered and the way it's
Look,
presented.
it's moving
it
like
looks
it's
you're-
lava
yeah,
on the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly what Jova said. It looks like you're looking at a river of lava on the ceiling.
That's
Like, it's
This
just-
is Marcenko in the ceiling is lava.
I
Yes.
mean, okay, maybe if the protagonist did a lot of drugs, you could maybe excuse this. But from what I understand, no, he is not on drugs. This is supposed to be a
There's
coherent game
never a
that we're
creepy
taking
acid
seriously.
sequence.
This
Ladies and
game-
gentlemen,
Also, the music is trying way too hard to be fake 80s.
ladies and gentlemen, we're afraid that the game is caught on fire, and get your parachutes because it's every man for his life.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Now it's
apologize.
my
Abandoned
chance.
Get the
game.
hell out of Dodge.
I can't understand a word you're saying, sir.
We have to abandon the game. Quick, save the black box.
Speaking of
Trick or treat,
boxes,
assholes.
I think someone's having a seizure there.
Snake, are you okay in there? That box is glitching out, man.
Snake, what's going on?
Snake.
What happened? Snake, Snake.
Don't shoot me. I want to see this passing box. Come on.
What?
What the fuck?
What is going on in that box? Is somebody having sex in there or something?
How
I
does
hope they're having a better time than I am.
how does that animation even happen like accidentally?
It's a box you're crying
It's
out
it's
loud.
it's the ragdoll physics that just can't fuck up like that.
But it's supposed to be motionless. What
Anyway,
is...
let's get a better look.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes. And here you see, folks, the cardboard box in its natural habitat is now on the fritz. Oh,
I'm
you shot
stuck.
the box? Where? You
I
got
was
stuck
stuck
by
for some
those
reason.
collision.
Yeah, the game is not cooperating in this level.
The game decided to fuck Tail over, and
Yeah.
What is this game? Like, I know what
I
this
don't
game
know.
is, but you really have to ask at times like this, what is this game? Who is this game for, even?
it's your average generic, bland, gritty shooter from the 7th gen of consoles.
That's
basically what it is.
broken heavily.
Well, again, this was supposed. Honestly, considering this was supposed to be released originally in 2007, I actually wonder if it was originally just supposed to be for the PS2. Hold on. These are
Bad
these.
fucking juju, Admiral. The missile program isn't Korean. It's fucking Soviet.
Dun dun dun! The Soviets are behind this, of course.
Wow,
The
what a
Red
shot.
Menace.
I mean, didn't the Soviets work with
Okay.
the...
It's
I've
okay.
got
It's
the
okay,
destination
Tail.
point for the
Professor
missiles.
Calculus is
I'm going
about ready with his rocket, so we'll beat the Soviets to the moon. Fortunately.
So here's my question.
feeling
Soviets
the
were
heat
working with the Koreans at some point during the Cold War, so why is this such a big twist? I mean, they're
Say it
on
again,
the
boss,
same
you're
side.
breaking up.
I don't know, Jova, honestly.
That was an awkward transition.
It's like if somebody said during World War II, guys, the Germans are behind it. It's actually the Japanese. Well, so what? They're on the same side.
Well, I'm guessing the difference is that the USA intelligence wasn't expecting North Korean to be that big with nuclear power yet, but instead being the Soviet first and using North Korea as basically a tricking mirror, you know.
There's only one problem with that, Tio. Everyone
What?
knows that Soviet Russia has nuclear weapons. That's part of the reason why the Cold War was the way it was, because the USA and Soviet Union knew that if they engaged each other with nukes, it would be, well, a crap show, to say the least.
And then Superman arrived and decided to take over things on himself.
Again, as
And we're
much as
supposed to agree with that.
As much as people hate to admit it, nuclear weapons are meant to help prevent war. Because if you take away the nukes, well, congrats, you've just got conventional weapons, which are considered more humane to use.
Well, the
Congrats.
other side of the argument, Java, would be that conflict is inevitable. Also, those men just clipped. But conflict is inevitable, so you'd rather want the solution that doesn't kill everything on the planet.
However, let's not forget that there are some smaller countries that would only have nuclear weapons to protect them from countries that would otherwise dominate them.
It's
too.
called
Okay.
nuclear deterrence.
Yeah, this particular section is bullshit. I wanted to show just one game over just to show. Because basically you have these first starting soldiers, then you have one truck that arrives, and then another one on top of that.
another
That's
one.
brilliant. That's brilliant, game design. Just keep spawning enemies over and over. And again, the main clipped once they arrived.
I cannot stress enough how Mickey worked despite all the swearing. Sounds so bored during this game. Like, well, seriously, what was up with the voice direction or voice acting here?
Hell, I'm pretty sure the actual Rumble video game, for all its problems and faults, is actually more enjoyable than this in terms of, being actually based on a property that's actually interesting and, not...
And
not
yet,
shop-
and surprisingly, that game got patched like what, 5 years later for some reason.
Actually,
It
no,
got patched?
No, I think it only got the 3D update, and that was it.
Oh, it was a free DLC.
5
Oh,
years
okay.
later,
Yeah.
though?
The
Yeah.
Bravo Team episode.
Holy cow,
And
5 years.
mind you, Joe, only for the PS3 and the Steam version.
Doom on you, assholes.
Nothing for the
okay,
Microsoft
that was a-
version. Well, I mean,
So what exactly have been developers been doing these past 5 years then?
So-
I don't remember which developers are. Like,
insubordination.
Fubar. There you go, Dweebs. We're about to get to the James Bond level because we're about to storm a mansion.
Oh,
No, build up.
joy, more stealth. Just what this game does oh so great.
Well, it's bad, but only because it's super easy. So at least it's not annoying on that front.
Again, I cannot stress enough how disorienting it is going from first person to third person, especially for stealth. Like, easy or not, I don't like the disorientation.
Here we go.
So, I am now reeling from the fact that,
no.
how is it snowing now?
No, also, how did you manage to, climb over that fence? The spikes are there specifically for preventing you to do that.
Don't you
I
see,
wanna see
Tio?
how
He's
did you
just
pass
that
that fence.
awesome.
Because he's just that awesome too.
Anyway, that's the thing, Joe. We have the briefing tells you when we move to a different location.
Yeah, I get that. It's just like he's doing
Basically,
this also quickly,
basically
though.
lives just like in any a cheap James Bond knockoff movie. This is the classic villa that hides the secret laboratory where the missiles codes are stored.
Alright.
Imagine the crossover between this and James Bond GoldenEye.
I'm not sure I'm really
Jeez,
interested into that.
She's a moron. Second level programmer. She works on the guidance system. She doesn't even have access to the fighting codes. Boris is one of the Boris is one of the Boris is one of the more underappreciated Bond antagonists.
I love the
I
way
love
he
Boris.
dies.
Yeah, me too.
Let me guess, Rocket?
No.
No.
Piranha Aquarium?
No.
Sharks?
No.
No, he dies.
Super Squid?
Let him speak, yes.
Go ahead, Liz.
He dies after surviving a building being toppled down on him and all sorts of other stuff. He dies from liquid oxygen exploding, and he gets frozen to death.
Yeah.
Oh, so he was literally frozen to death. Okay.
Basically, Theo, his catchphrase in the movie is "I am invincible."
I'm invincible!
Oh,
Yeah.
and 007 is like, and I'm James Bond.
No. Instead, it's this thing where he goes like, for example, whenever he manages to crack like someone's password or something like that, he's like, "Yes, I am invincible." And then later, when the building is about to fall on him, but he survives miraculously, he's like, "Yes, I am invincible," and that's where the oxygen freezes him, and he stays frozen in there. Again, dark humor. See, you don't have to go full serious. You can have dark humor in it.
So, Tio, what are we doing here?
Getting supplies, because apparently these Russians are so idiotic that they left a bunch of weapons hanging around here.
Yep, they just leave the weapons around in case anyone who's
Also,
invading just needs some ammo.
For some reason, every time you get to that specific weapon, the one you just reloaded, it's always with its clip half full and half empty. I always have to reload it manually every time I get it. I don't understand. I mean, the game actually has the mechanic where once you pick up their weapon, it has the same amount of clips that the user consumed. That is understandable. The thing is that if I pick up a weapon that's not used in that storage like that, it should have its clip full, but it doesn't. So...
Oh wow, he broke that guy's back to death.
Now, James, do please try to return all of this equipment intact.
Fat chance that'll be.
Don't touch that. It's my lunch.
Okay, I think you got him. Jeez.
I'd rather play Mortal Kombat now. That's what this reminds me of.
Don't these motherfuckers have something to do?
Choose
I don't know.
destiny.
What about you? Marcenko as guest fighter for MK11. Do it now, Ed Boon.
Oh god. Look, we're already working on getting Shaggy in there. Boone will just have to wait on this guy for later.
Also, apparently...
Friendship. Again?
Also, apparently these jeeps are supposedly in motion, even though they're clearly empty and they're not being used.
And they're not
Thanks,
even
sound
showing
designer.
the sound.
And by the way, Ed, while you're at it, see if you can convince Warner Bros. To allow you guys to finally make some proper releases of the arcade games. Okay, thanks. Like, 4 collection. That would be nice. I mean, 4 has yet to be re-released. I mean, it hasn't been re-released at all. Like, since the original N64 releases at all.
Well, not even the other PS2 games, that the Alliance Deception and Armageddon.
True. I also really like those ones. I would love to see those ones get released as well as Sean. That's the best spin-off.
But what about Mythology Sub-Zero?
No.
Why not?
Die. If you don't know what it is, check out the Dark Lord Shadow One's review. He pretty much covers everything.
The only entertaining thing, Joe, of that game are the live-action FMVs on the PlayStation version. Even that, you can just watch them on YouTube. Not even kidding, Jova. An actual line for
Fucking place.
Thanks, game. An actual line from that game is Scorpion in the Netherrealm telling to Sub-Zero that he didn't die, which means he's vulnerable to death.
Of course.
Figure out what that means.
I'm still trying to figure out why the oh-so-smart Soviets are just leaving their guns nonchalantly,
Including
against
your
the
first
wall.
attempt to using a sniper rifle. It's very effective, mind you.
You left
So
a
can
sniper rifle for an invader to come and get, you morons!
So you
It's like...
you can
they're
just
even-
camp their asses there.
Yeah, they're even dumber than the villains in Battlefield Earth. At least they remember to store weapons when they're not loaded.
I know, right?
While you were trying to learn to spell your name, I was being trained to conquer galaxies.
Oh, John Travolta, you will forever be remembered for that movie. Obviously not for the reasons you were hoping for, since
Well,
you
apparently I've heard,
backed that movie.
Yes, sir.
Well, I've heard Gothi's worse.
Gotti is just boring. That's the problem.
Honestly, Jova, the first movie that I saw John Travolta in, both him and Christy Alley, was in Look Who's Talking.
Oh.
For those who don't know, since those movies are really old by this point, Look Who's Talking was a series of comedy movies back in the 80s about a couple who had a baby, and the baby talked, and by talking I mean we hear the baby's thoughts, and the baby is voiced by Bruce Willis.
Now you would think that.
Don't ask.
Now you would think that's like a recipe for awesome.
It's your typical really weird and Full House style of comedy. Look how funny it is. The baby's thoughts are voiced by Bruce Willis. Isn't that also wacky?
At the 80s and 90s were experimenting all over the place with babies and monkeys for doing all these kind of movies.
You see it, Ribs? Isn't it so funny how the baby sounds like John McClane?
I guess it depends. Do they actually have jokes outside of that?
No, that's pretty much the movie, Jova. The baby is thinking about basically the baby always thinks about commenting about how weird the grown-ups are and shit like that.
You might as well have one of those fake trailers from South Park.
Although apparently there's going to be
Willis is a baby.
Apparently they're going to be doing a Look Who's Talking reboot.
Because of course,
wait.
we need to reboot everything.
Hold on. There were sequels to Look Who's Talking?
Yes, I distinctly remember that was one where he gets a sister, but I don't remember who she's voiced by.
Look, it's called Look Who's Talking Now. Get it?
Let me guess. The sister's voiced by Angelina Jolie.
No,
let me check.
I don't know, because I only know the Italian version. I don't remember who were voiced even in there.
Was the sequels any good?
Well, what do you think, Jova?
Jova, it's just the same premise, only doubled. It's like Baby Geniuses.
Surely they... Oh god, how many Baby Geniuses movies are there? There's
Too much.
There's at least 5 out there.
Wait, there's 5?
Yeah, there was a lot of...
Two.
There was a lot of direct-to-video crap. Let me look it up.
There you go. The sequel is called... Oh, never mind. I forgot about this. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. The sequel to Look Who's Talking, Jova, is Look Who's Talking 2. And,
Let me guess. The 2 is spelled as T-O-O.
No, it's actually 2.
Surprising.
And the new sister is voiced by...
Jesus.
Roseanne Barr.
Oh no!
I don't remember who she is.
Basically, okay, let me just put it like this. Imagine if somebody tried to embody the spirit of controversy. That is Roseanne Barr. She also was the main protagonist of Home on the Range.
Oh, jeez.
Plus he was the protagonist of a show they got through until she got fired.
So she's kind of like Rosie O'Donnell.
Except not likable. Anyway, let's see. There's a Baby Geniuses 1, there's Baby Geniuses 2, there's Baby Geniuses 3. Then there's Baby Geniuses and the Space Baby. Baby Geniuses and the Mystery of the Crown Jewels. And there's Baby Geniuses 3. There's Baby Geniuses and the Treasures of Egypt.
Yeah, aiming from cover, aiming with the sniper rifle from cover is a nightmare, because you don't know.
Is Justin Chatwin any of the sequels post too?
Justin Chatwin?
Remember, Justin Chatwin was in Baby Geniuses 2.
Wait, was he the main...
For those who don't know, Justin Chatwin was Goku in Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah, but what was he in Baby Geniuses 2?
He was the teenage kid, don't you remember? Go back and check
out
the
that's right.
He was also that the elder brother in the, Spielberg's War of the Worlds.
So let's see. So there's no less
and
than...
he still sucked in that one, even though he was been directed by Spielberg.
I don't even know what the point of his character was.
I think Chris Stuckman put it best in his Dragon Ball Evolution review. Remember, he was being directed by Steven Spielberg in that movie, which proves that he still sucked, which means he's just a bad actor. Go ahead.
Anyway, let's see. So yeah, there are no less than 5 Baby Genius movies. Holy cow.
Justin Chatwin, funnily enough, was in the Doctor Who Christmas special a couple of years ago.
But it's
which
okay,
one, Jova? Sorry, which one, Weaves? I may remember that.
Doctor Mysterio.
Oh, is that the one where the Doctor...
you like a fish.
It's the one where Justin Chapman is a superhero.
No,
Oh,
I don't think I
goody.
saw that one.
But it's okay, Teo, because in the third movie is called now. The third movie is the one that's actually called Luke Who's Talking Now, where this time they get 2 new dogs to join the family.
Oh no.
And those dogs are voiced by Danny DeVito and Diane Keaton.
Really?
Yes.
Danny, why?
Because I'll say yes to everything as long as there's a paycheck, Teo.
Plus, I don't
It's a good
think.
thing that he's been a staple of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So
Yeah,
at
I was
least
gonna
that
say,
paid the bills.
I don't think It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is a thing yet.
But,
Yeah.
but guess what? Not only do Bruce Willis and Roseanne Barr reprise their roles, other babies that show up in certain scenes also are voiced by Damon Wayans, Joan Rivers, and Mel Brooks of all people.
Whoa.
Like,
Wow.
Wow,
Mel
wow,
Brooks?
Robin Hood. Wow, Robin Hood Men in Tights really did a number on his career.
Really? I heard people like that movie.
That's yeah. Actually, the book. Sorry, the movie where they think. Oh Jesus, that rope just spawned in like that. The movie where I heard Mel Brooks is more not liked for is the one where they did about Dracula, but I forgot what it's called in English.
Alright, so yeah, we're in the office here and
Basically, we're checking for the basement right now, so of
Well-
course we need to search for the library.
you see, too, as demonstrated by the Dumbo live-action remake, Danny DeVito will just will just do anything, even sell poor baby Dumbo, but for cash.
Of course.
Especially if it's a sneaky, rich asshole played by Michael Keaton for some reason.
Oh, Michael. So
There we
wondering
go.
if we're gonna see Vulture in a prequel of Spider-Man, since they seem to be hinting at something
Hinting
at
at
the
the
end of
Sinister
Home.
Six, yeah.
Yeah, at the end of Homecoming as well.
Yeah, remember when Dumbo was about, the animals? This is Adam Kruger. I mean, the guy who made Transformers more about the humans than the Transformers. So let's have the Dumbo be about this contest about the circus and the family and shit.
Of course.
Like
Just
so?
shooting that immediately turns off the entire light system. Of course.
That's not how it. Whatever.
Look, when
As long as it works for my stuff, I'm fine.
just gonna say this right now, Terminator had it actually done smartly. He reaches into the fuse box and rips it out. As you know, that works in real life. Well, more realistically anyway.
And yet we still managed to spot me. I don't know how.
So that kind of makes turning off the lights pointless.
Also, it's pretty clear that someone at Rebellion loved Splinter Cell because the goggles are very similar to the ones of Sam Fisher.
Yeah, going off of what Liz was saying, yeah, in April 2010 was reported that the Fast and Furious producer himself, Neil Moritz, is going to reboot the series.
Oh, goody.
Okay.
Well, considering the last time he tried to reboot/remake something, that was total recall. Well, that's not that well, isn't it?
Oh,
And-
no.
And guess what? This very month, by that I mean July 2019 at the time of this recording, Screen Gems announced that director Jeremy Gerlich was writing the script for the reboot. Jeremy Gerlich? Who the hell is that?
Never heard of him.
Lives.
Me neither.
Probably just a generic new director on an
Can you,
internship.
Ah,
Can you put
oh
his-
god.
Ah, don't
you,
blast
um,
me.
Can you put his name in the chat?
Let me get it.
Spasiba.
When you're saying it, makes it sound like it should be Jeremy Garlic.
It's Gerlich. I think that's how you pronounce that last
Yeah,
name.
again, aiming from cover is such an awkward thing to do. Why?
Jeremy
Who programmed
Garlic.
this?
Somebody who doesn't get cover systems down well, it seems.
Yes, Ribs. Turns out Garlic Jr. is the one directing the reboot of
Well,
Lucas.
technically speaking, well, you can do whatever the fuck you want, as long as he gets out of the dead zone.
So,
in terms of his previous credits, he's directed a bunch of short stuff and episodes of TV series. As for writing, he wrote The Breakup, The
Nice.
Wedding Ringer, Best Worst Weekend Ever, and he's apparently got 2 movies coming up called The Insane Law, Sick Day.
never heard of
Okay.
any of those.
Whatever.
And he was an extra in Dumb and Dumber 2.
Does anybody even remember Look Who's Talking anymore? Like, if that the boat has sailed on that one. I don't know if the reboot
Anyway,
came out
there
back
we
in...
go.
Were those movies even a big hit back in the...
Actually, no, we need to still kill some enemies, so... No, but that's the thing, yeah, I agree with you, Pedro, but the thing is, Hollywood will just reboot everything these days, and in order to squeeze some pennies more.
I have to wonder, was the original even that big a hit?
I don't think... I mean, I can see why, because the formula is extremely... So, this will make sure the entire family will go see it, guaranteed, you know.
Oh, goody.
Joe, if Baby Geniuses can get a sequel, I don't see why Look Who's Talking...
Well, Baby Geniuses is just something that refuses to die. Like...
It's similar to the... Like I said, it was a trend of the 80s and 90s, similar to all the trends that they had with movies like with puppies or with monkeys, where, you know, you just shot the animal doing quirky things and you instantly get, you know, entire families at the box office. It's not like today where instead the entire marketing is not anymore families but the Chinese people.
Oh, I get it. So it's like how the Buddies movies are all, and reminder, sequels to an actual feel-goods movie, Air Bud.
Yeah.
Well, there was a similar trend back in the 2010s.
Alright, I think it's about now. Yeah, here we go. Because of course Marcenko is expert on computers.
You reading me, Admiral?
Marcenko! God damn it, where the hell have you been?
I've located the Soviet missile silo. Matter of fact, I'm standing in the control center.
I don't care if you found the Virgin Mary doing a goddamn handstand.
There's something to imagine.
Your ass.
Listen, Admiral, we got a shit ton of trouble and no shovel. Computers here are the core of a guidance system. It's anti-ballistic and it's online.
You are not serious.
Yeah, translation, Russia can intercept nukes if they want, so they can start World War III if they want, basically giving asserting dominance.
You know, Russia seems to be quite OP in this story. Like, how are you supposed to win at this rate?
It's very similar to your average, you know, shooters back then, where Russia was the superpower that was threatening everything and was surprisingly more technological. But don't worry, Marcenko has a plan.
Let me guess, it involves shooting.
Despite him just being a brutish soldier, he's also expert in computing and hacking skills, so he can just hack the missile to redirect it to destroy the entire VLAN basement. And he just needs a push big red button.
Of course.
I don't get it. Hello, ladies.
But yeah, that's the thing too. There was a similar trend back in the 2010s, where, you know, let's put this famous action hero taking care of children.
Yeah, like there's that movie with The Rock where he's like the Tooth Fairy.
Oh, don't even get me started on the pacifier.
Oh, here we go. Get it? They're Russians. We're stupid. We don't know that there's a missile incoming.
Don't.
They even put Jackie Chan in one.
Again, let's not forget Vin
Jackie Chan had an entire cartoon about that.
Yeah. Jackie Chan.
They just found a way to make it more spicy, you know, with super...
Check out this premise twist. The Rock is now a babysitter. What kind of wacky shenanigans can happen?
The only thing capable of taking down the defense at the time is me.
Basically, now you're entering the proper facility, so you can neutralize the other major missiles.
That's right, because every different missile has its own different terminal. Convenient.
Very convenient. Also, humint. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it's an acronym like Snafu. It was supposed to be funny.
Considering in this game it means human euphoria motherfucker.
No, I think it's an actual. Let me check. Well, time to kill more people. Love all that clipping, Jesus.
Pew pew.
So Richard Marcenko hates life.
Why not?
I guess.
Oh, human intelligence. That's what it means. I mean, like I said, all the missions in this game have a name that's based on a military code name, so I guess it makes sense. Jeez.
You know this, Theo, this particular type of aesthetic and style. This is basically what Team America was satirizing.
Pretty much. Well, like I said, the average Rambo clone. So yeah.
I mean, this is just sad, though. Like, again, their most unique thing is that their protagonist swears a lot.
Yeah, but honestly, Jover, if I wanted to see a movie where characters swear a lot, I'd watch Deadpool.
Yeah.
Or Deadpool 2.
I guess not a very merry Deadpool, though.
Yeah, maybe not that. And then who knows? Maybe Deadpool 3.
Although, honestly, as a very merry Deadpool showed, you can have a funny Deadpool even without all the stuff that makes them R-rated. Heck,
yeah,
I'm gonna say...
Yeah, but if that's the case, if you make it not R-rated, though, you're making it pretty much like almost every superhero series going on today.
Eh? How so?
Well, almost all of them are rated like
PG-13.
Oh, that's what you meant. I mean, again, there are ways to make them still stick out despite being PG-13. Heck, even Ultimate Spider-Man, the TV series, which I'm not a big fan of, did do Deadpool.
It's more for language purpose, Jova, because I can understand you on a gore standpoint, because at least for the first Deadpool movie, I can tell you, some of the scenes that have gore in it, you can picture them. They were just inserted because they could be allowed to do it with the R rating. It's a different thing with the swearing, you know. Like PG-13, how many fucks does it give to you? One?
One.
I think, yeah. So it's not, it's a bit limiting on that factor.
Let me put it like this. For Deadpool, though, yes, he does swear a lot, but he doesn't have to swear to be funny. Again, I've seen plenty of comics where he hasn't sworn and he still had that funny forceful humor going from him. Again, it just matters on doing enough good writing for him. Like, and again, I'm not saying that, I want him not to be R-rated. I'm just saying it's like, well, with a good enough writer, you can still even be entertaining despite not being R-rated. Again, as a very merry Deadpool show.
Also, he wasn't that high. Why did you scream?
He really doesn't like being one step higher than normal.
Jesus,
it's like, it's a descendant of the Graham family.
Oh, I was just about to say he's a descendant of the Graham family, so he's incredibly
scared.
scared.
Falling from more than 5 feet.
It's the Daventry family, but yeah, sure.
Well,
does Graham even have a last name? Daventry? Yeah. Well, Daventry is the name
Daventry.
of the kid.
No, but remember when he became crowned king, his last name became Graham of Daventry.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I guess it would still technically make his family the Graham family since they call him Graham of Daventry, but tomato.
Well, remember, it's Graham of Daventry, Valenice of Daventry, Rosella of Daventry, and Alexander of Daventry. It's the Daventry family.
I thought you said the Graham family for a second. Like, what? Measuring himself by height, calling himself named after height.
Yeah, there's even a scene in the. There's even a scene in The Odd Gentleman reimagining where they actually they refer to themselves as the Daventries. So.
Although I guess in case of oh god, I keep forgetting. Whatever, aborted.
What the Graham's original last name is a mystery.
No. What I was trying to say is that, oh Jesus, yeah, for specialized soldiers to deal with. There you go. In the case of Alexander, I guess after 6 he's Alexander of the Green Isle.
Well, that's the thing too. Like in the reimagining, they never call him by his, anything aside from Alexander, so I don't know. But I maybe.
So, since I'm so riveted by what's going on here,
basically, well, actually, this level is not that
it's okay,
compared to the previous ones, thankfully. But go on.
It's okay, Joe. I can remember a good idea for that Look Who's Talking reboot. Picture this. The baby is voiced by Chris Tucker.
Why?
I mean...
Because remember, Ted, the cool thing in Hollywood right now is representation. So let's have...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chris Tucker is not considered a good one, as far as I recall.
I mean... Jeez, what is Chris Tucker even doing nowadays? I mean...
The Fifth Element.
Never heard of that.
I don't know. I mean, hey, considering Bad Boys is getting a sequel, why not get Martin Lawrence?
Was it called like that? The Fifth Element? Yeah, the one with Bruce Willis.
Okay, Chris Tucker is a good actor. He just needs to be in the right kind of stuff that suits him. Something tells me that Lucas Talking would not suit him. Unless they had a very funny script in mind.
Again, you know, Bad Boys is getting a new film. Get Martin Lawrence.
Does he do comedy?
But Martin Lawrence has plenty of comedy jokes.
Oh. Martin Lawrence.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Will Smith might be a bit too pricey. It's a bit weird though. I say that. So basically, it's a bit weird. Independence Day 2 couldn't get Will Smith back. Yet Bad Boys 3 could.
Well, Michael Bay has plenty of money.
I guess it also depends on.
Pedro, Michael Bay's not involved at all in Bad
Does
Boys
it also
3.
does it also depends on Will Smith's agent?
Maybe, or either that, or I'm guessing maybe Sony has more money in their pockets than.
Okay,
Fox.
I need to explain this. You see the radar? The red spot usually indicates your enemy, but for some reason now I have become a red spot. So I'm confusing saying, oh, I have an enemy nearby, but no, it's actually me moving. But the game
Maybe
has never done that.
No, I got it, Theo. In early cutscene said he's been defying orders and could end up getting court-martialed.
Lives, this is not Spec Ops the line. Lives, no, this is not Spec Ops the line, come on.
What, so it's not, so it doesn't have bullshit difficulty spikes?
That too.
I get it. We can have the Luke Who's Talking reboot be an Italian knockoff animated film where
No,
the baby gets saved by an octopus.
I mean,
no,
it's based on something harmless. I'd rather have that than say, I don't know, what the nostalgia chick thought about an adaptation of the Diary of Anne Frank.
Pedro, you have to go a bit more ridiculous with that. He manages to help team up with an octopus because magic movie tears came down from the heavens. That's how they can understand.
Well, you have to remember that I'm not an employee at Mondo TV because the people from that company think in a completely different way than normal human beings. So you have to understand that it's kind of hard for me to get into that mindset.
What are you saying, Pedro? Simba the Lion King totally has mystical sun powers from the powers of his paws.
What does X-Fill mean?
Theo?
What? Sorry?
X-Fill the bunker, what does that mean?
I don't know.
It means this game is stupid.
Also, gotta love how Marcenko is like an infinitive, set of C4 explosive up his ass. Because remember, he hasn't officially gained reinforcement in his mission. He's on his own ever since the beginning. He's been treading along without any sort of,
So basically, Marcenko is a bully superhero.
Yeah, he's the lone wolf, yo.
Yep, totally not a Garrison.
I wonder if he wrote this game twice.
Well, like I said, it's based on the fictionalized sequel novel, so I'm not so surprised.
Again, the realistic novel came first, but then after that, the sequels, which I guess
let's just make a... No, like I told you, on paper it's not even that far out as a concept, like in a sense, it's that's the first novel was fine, so let's escalate the shit out of it and making a fun popcorn kind of adventure Rambo clone. That is a purpose they can get behind. It's just that the way the game conveys this is just not fitting at all. Also, in case you're wondering, yes, the writer himself was Marcenko for the game.
Alright.
This also explains why your general, the contact, speaks in that weird way.
Yes, Pedro?
Alright then, I got it. In the reboot, the baby is voiced by Jason Statham. And he's an action star as well, like Bruce was.
And he's bold.
Yeah, there you go, see?
Like a
Jason
baby is?
We can have it be a British reboot. Like an all-British cast.
So, Idris Elba?
Sure, why not? Throw him in there as well.
I like it yourself.
Don't you see, Drips? That's part of the magic of it all.
No, but I don't give a shit what Vatican is. It's stupid.
Why don't we just throw in Ian McKellen while we're at it?
But you see,
Don't,
but you
you're not
see,
making it any better.
And
But don't you
Patrick
see-
Stewart!
but
No,
don't
yeah,
you see,
there's-
Mr. Harley? You're just here to make money, not to make
Yeah.
sense.
Patrick Stewart actually will be a. Patrick Stewart is actually a guy who will be hired for everything, so I can see that happening.
I mean, to be fair, Patrick Stewart has voiced literal
Hey,
living
there you
proof.
go. Marcenko
the
just
bill,
strolls off
cocksuckers.
of the garage like that, walks into the light, and that's it. He just lets the missile explode like that. So tune in for the last set of missions and the epic conclusion in the next part. See ya.
Quote unquote.
Riveting.